This is Consett. Today is the 14th of December 2010. It's more than 35 years ago since I left this place, and I've just arrived. And the first thing I notice is that the bus station has completely changed. Now, the bus station I remember was two rows, rather similar to two lines, with there was a clock down there. And that was put up there in 1904, 1905 to celebrate the visit of Edward VII, to Consett. And it was roughly directly there, because I do remember the wool centre, which was there, my mother worked there, and the Jaeger, the family butcher, the pork butcher, which has been there since about the 1880s. A new bus station was built in 1980 and it's gone, and so that is the very first thing. Here where Iceland and Lidl now is, that was all empty, sort of dead land. Well, that up there looks rather similar. Now where that carpet factory outlet is, I seem to recall the cinema was there, which would have burnt down around 1968, something like that. And a new cinema was put up in 1977, because I saw The Spy Who Loved Me. I went out shoveling snow, which gave me enough to afford 50 pence to go to see The Spy Who Loved Me. But that was the cinema, I think it was somewhere down there, can't remember where. Pity about the weather, but then again, if you're here at this time of year, you can't expect too much, and there's not, end of the day there isn't too much snow. The camera lens is probably all steamed up, which is the problem when it rains. Let's see what else there is here. So Consett bus stop seems to have moved itself bodily to the north, and here is the library. A place where I used to spend hours and hours and hours sitting in there as a school child. The first thing I notice is that there now is a porch outside the library, which there didn't used to be in my day, but I do seem to think that the railings inside are still there, although there could be new ones. The railings, so I used to tie my bike to them. One recollection I do have from there is that I got a book, I ordered a book called Death in the Forest, which was on the Katyn massacre, and it seems very strange to think that my life now, because I'm living in Poland and all the rest of it, it's really odd to think that I've been interviewed on the television things related to the Katyn massacre. Since then, very strange the way that one's life changes. But I think I'm going to have a look inside. I presume I won't be allowed to film. It's going to be odd sort of filming things in a library. Trafalgar Street. Victoria Street, or Victoria Road, can't remember. There used to be a table here, and I used to look out while I was reading. I was sat in the same place, which was there, and look out there to the bus station. If I turn around, see this Książki po polsku. Rather strange to see that in this place. Where I know. So John Street is exactly the same as I recall it. I don't see any difference at all at this intersection with Victoria Road. Now looking around here, that building certainly wasn't here. I can't remember what was there at all. But later I'm going to get some old photographs out, so that's going to probably help me to jog my memory. Victoria Road, once again exactly the same. Post office is in the same position, as is the church that was next to it. There was an Irish Democratic Club, which I think was over here, although I can't remember. Used to be here. There was a photo booth, Ah, that's a Catholic church, yes. Now, the street up here is Newmarket Street, and that's where I lived, although I don't quite recall it because I was too young. But I'm now going to go there and have a look. Now there's a fair bit of snow that's lying around still, but I bet that last week it was all blocked here, and it's going to get blocked again in a couple of days' time because it's going to really chuck it down again. The cooperative society was very big in many areas. The importance of the cooperative society was that it was a way of self-help for people in many areas of the United Kingdom, particularly in the northern parts. Now this has completely changed. Now the house I lived in is there. It's got 3 antennae outside now, and next to it there was a row of houses, but the other houses were knocked down to make a shop here, which is now a snooker club. And it used to be indented. It still is, but not like it used to be. There's also the pet shop was down here. I remember because I got my first gerbils came from there. Also got a couple of mice. Don't recommend mice. That's it, 11 Newmarket Street, that's where I used to live. Doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Let's go to the back. This was, I mean, it looked pretty dismal by the 80s. Oh, pet shop's still here, but it's moved along. It used to be there, I think. A hillside cell, that's what it appears to me. There's the park top. And I have the back here from Newmarket Street. Round the corner. And there used to be an abattoir down here. Not this probably would have closed in the 60s, so I mean I can't recall it, but my mother believed that she could hear when the gun or whatever it was, the shot went in, and they could hear the cows and the sheep falling. And they used to bring the animals up here for slaughter. And I don't know which one it was though exactly, but it was one of them around here. So this is the back of where I used to live, but it's been done up recently, the last 2 or 3 years. And not only that, it seemed that the new occupants have taken up the, it's much bigger. I seem to recall the yard being bigger. There was also a outdoor toilet, which was maybe where the bins are today, I think. A bit dodgy on the memory front, I'm afraid. I was pretty young. I did come back here the end of the 80s, I think it was, or maybe it was the beginning of the 90s. I was in the car, and it was all of a ruin out the back. The back streets of Consett, but it's not too bad. Now the best fish and chip shop in Consett is this one here, Jugger's Place, and place is quite difficult to find these days. I don't know if they've got any. So just come at the chip shop, £2, look at that, fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Well, after an absolutely top class meal, come out in this pouring rain, well not pouring, but sort of raining. One of the symbols of the success, I think, of Consett when I left here was 30% unemployment. Now, well, maybe not so much now, but a few years ago there was 1,000 Poles living here, in a town where the workforce, in all honesty, can't be much more than about 3,000. And there's a Polish shop here, and so that surely is some kind of symbol of the success of the place. This Middle Street, which is pedestrianised, it was pedestrianised in the 70s when I was still here. And it looks just the same as it did in 1980. I've got a photograph taken here in 1981 and it looks exactly the same. Coach and horses in the same place. Here was Woolworths, which of course has gone bankrupt now anyway. Freemasons Arms, the same. Even the Star up there, exactly the same place. No longer a view of the steelworks though. The steelworks, as you came down here, was on both sides of the road, and the road would go under, and you went under like these pipes. And there was this red smoke that used to come out. So this pollution being thrown up into the atmosphere. Consett was founded because of the steelworks in 1840. Because of local deposits of iron ore, coal, fluorospar and other things, all of which had really gone just about by the end of the 19th century. Well, maybe not so much the coal, but the other. And the steelworks was closed in 1980. Got photographs of it after the closure, but before it was pulled down. And today you wouldn't know that it had actually been here at all. From 36% unemployment in 1981, Consett was having to import labour again within a decade. Where Aldi is today, there used to be a petrol station, an ICI petrol station. You see that in photographs I took at the time. So the Phoenix project, the destruction of the steelworks. And the rebirth of it. Let's see what I find up here. because of the weather. I knew it was going to be cold. Well, it's not that cold, but it is. It's wet.